Marketing Edge on TV is Nigeria's leading initiative in the business of brand management and in the management of brand business. It is a 30-minute awesome package that comprises brand news, branding focus, and industry conversation, all in a mix, encompassing thorough and in-depth analysis aimed at promoting the brand idea. My name is Bababumi Agbibi. Welcome to the program.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand idea.
We begin with brand news, where we bring you the latest developments around brands and in the field of marketing and advertising in Nigeria and around the world.
Nigeria is projected to dominate Africa's digital advertising by 2029, with online platforms taking 84% of total ad spending. PwC's latest report says the country is outpacing South Africa and Kenya, driven by rapid online growth, retail display, and paid search ads. Improved connectivity, AI-driven creativity, and strong youth engagement continue to power Nigeria's digital boom, keeping its media market resilient despite global economic pressures. Women in Advertising, a network under the Advertising Agencies Association of Nigeria, took to the streets of Lagos for a health walk against breast cancer. The event, which started at Insight Redefining and ended at the AAAN Secretariat, featured health talks, free screenings, and counseling sessions. AAAN President Larry Adisa described it as a collective industry effort to build healthier communities, while the chairperson of the group, Oluwaseyi Layode, said the initiative aims to empower women through awareness and early detection. Participants included leaders from X-Man, MIPAN, OAAN, and AAAN, who called for continuous engagement and corporate support for women's wellness. The National Institute of Marketing of Nigeria Ikeja chapter has elected new executives to lead its affairs, with Onome Odili emerging as chairman and Nana Milagrosa Maximiliana Utomi as vice chairman. Others elected include Rashid Adeniyi, Roslyn Abaronye, Bayre Eric, Adekemi Alegbeleye, Stephen Oko, and Omoyele Oguntade, who will support the chapter's next phase of growth and professional development.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand idea.
Next is branding focus after this break.
Hi, baby girl.
Hello.
I know. I've missed you.
Why text when you can talk? With Glow Talk Master 646, you get all the time you need to catch up with friends and loved ones. Free with Glow Talk Master. Talk for 6 minutes and get 6 minutes free. Plus 50 MB data. Simply dial *606#. New Glow subscribers also enjoy an extra 2,000 Naira data and airtime welcome bonus. That's right, every time you make up to 6 minutes of calls in a day, you get 6 free minutes plus 50 MB data. Simply dial *606# now to enjoy Glow Talk Master. That's right, 50 MB free data to connect and share as you please.
Thank you for letting us be rock stars. Thank you for keeping our hair in place. Thank you for reaching those hard-to-reach places. Thank you, Big, for being essential for 75 years.
What will banking look like in the future? For over a century, we've been growing to meet the needs of an ever-changing world, delivering unique solutions to help our customers reach increasingly bigger dreams. Innovating to create an exciting new world of convenience and freedom, where what you can achieve is only limited by your imagination. Opening up new, more inclusive channels for commerce. Empowering a new generation to reach beyond their dreams and grow into the giants they were always meant to be. We're helping to create a future where there are possibilities and where the world looks up to Africa. Let's awaken the giant in you. You first. First Bank.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
Now brand in focus. With economic challenges tightening consumer spending in Nigeria, marketing has become a blend of storytelling, cultural relevance, digital innovation, and community engagement. Brands are connecting with audiences through local narratives, leveraging cultural elements like music and festivals to build trust and loyalty in this challenging climate. The digital first era has reshaped strategies, with platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube becoming central to campaigns. Brands are focusing on short, engaging videos, real-time interactions, and user-generated content to drive engagement. Influencers, particularly micro and nano creators, have become key players, offering relatable content that resonates with younger audiences and sparks online conversations. By prioritizing authenticity, creativity, and adaptability, brands can navigate uncertainties and strengthen connections in a world seeking resilience and renewal.
That was Branding Focus. Next is Industry Conversation, where we discuss with industry thought leaders who have distinguished themselves and have made tremendous impact in their chosen field. My guest today is Demilade Olaosun, the founder and chief executive officer, Lohli Africa. Join us after this break.
Bisi, calm down now. Now the babe they look, we not be me they look am. I don't be the close eyes they work now. What thing they do you? Kola Alpha. Talk to Kola, but she not believe that she be my only babe.
Hello, Bisi. Ha, she don't cut Kolo.
No, please look now.
What's happen now?
Now so she they do. She go say make I no follow babe. Talk, make I no look babe. Impossible.
Bro, Shabek, calm down now. Don't mind them. I go call you for phone. No be, bro.
Hello. Make I not lie you, that babe said she fine. I even call her number. We even come up, but we don't do anything. We just dance.
Bros, what's with that?
Free on Glow Talk Master. Talk for 6 minutes and get 6 minutes free. Plus 50 megabytes of data free. Dial *606#. New customers also enjoy a welcome bonus. Glow Unlimited.
I'm in love with my boy.
In my kitchen, every dish begins with quality ingredients. That's why I chose Bowl Refined Soybean Oil for my cooking.
From the sizzle of the pan to the laughter around the table, Bowl brings families together, enriching every meal with its golden goodness.
No foaming, no sticky, no fast. Can you hear the scent?
Mom? Yes, baby.
What's the secret?
My secret is Bowl Refined Soybean Oil.
We power moments of joy and vitality, from the kitchen to the playing field and onto the dance floor. Cook with Bow Oil for the best culinary adventure. No foam, non-sticky, no foul smell, cholesterol-free, enriched with vitamin A and E. Bow soybean oil, keeping a healthy heart.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
On Industry Conversation today, my guest is Demilade Olaosun, the founder and chief executive officer, Lohli Africa. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us on your program. I'm surprised that you actually got the pronunciation right for Lohli, because we hear several versions of it.
Yeah.
Some will say it's Lolly. So I said, just put the pop so you know you're selling
so
lollipop.
Maybe I did my findings.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. So it's Lohli. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you for having me.
I'm glad to have you.
Yeah.
Let's get straight to it. What's your assessment of the Nigerian advertising industry comparing last year and the first 6 months of this year?
Well, I think that we're embracing new technology. We're embracing new models of distribution. There's been significant growth, and it was projected anyways. It was projected that there was going to be between 18 and 26% year-on-year growth, for spend in the advertising industry. And, in the first half of the year, we've seen quite a number of people engage more in digital marketing, in advertising. I personally am more inclined towards digital advertising, right? But I've discovered that there is a way that both of them work together, that you can use whatever advertising that you've created through traditional media and use digital marketing, digital advertising to support it. So the spend has increased. People are more amenable to receiving information from new media, and of course the industry is going bigger. We're excited about it. That's why we know that, it is said that 3 things have to be present in a startup for it to be successful. The first one being, of course, a very good product. The second one being funding. And then third being the timing of entry into the industry. And I think that we entered at the perfect time, which shows in the number of subscribers we've been able to gather in such short periods.
How would you describe the creative growth in the Nigerian integrated communication and marketing space?
I think that practitioners are now a lot more open to partnership. In some of the ventures that we've done now, we're beginning to find out how to do product integration in media communications. So you see a brand that would typically not have done placements or integrations in movies or in music videos now, consider it greatly. So there's been a very more exciting innovation as far as partnership is concerned in that field. So now I know that in our firm, we're currently working on synchronization for a couple of brands in a movie project. Okay. So you have where products are doing placements, shooting into the fabric of the scenes. Before it used to be that in movies, they would say, have you tried this mouse? It is, and all of the dramatics. But now you could just place a trademark, which is why it is important to ensure that branding wise for companies, your brand stands out. Just seeing a logo, right, splash through the screen without even a specific mention of it has shown that integration has gone farther than what we used to do before. And it's now more strategic. It's more market segmented and targeted. So you see companies that will say, if a music artist is releasing a music video, rather than go shoot a commercial, they'll just do a product placement because they know that music video is going to show on YouTube. It's going to show on almost all TV stations, airports, marketplaces, different public places. So it's that model of integration is getting bigger, and we're here for it. So
we've talked about the growth. Now, what are the challenges you see, and how do you think we can mitigate these challenges?
Yeah, I think distribution has been a major challenge. If you look at for digital, for example, 85% of the platforms that host adverts right now are actually foreign. So you see a situation where these items are shot and moved out of the country. The revenue from them are moved out of the country. So what should have been funds to be plowed back into the industry is repatriated, and then we're here just grappling with the little tidbits that gets left off the table, which informed the reason why we started Lohli, to say, let us redistribute the wealth. These monies that we're going to be taking out of the country, let us bring them back, put them back into the hands of the people so that their purchasing power can increase, brands can have more declared profits, and the economy can grow stronger. It is important that in the scheme of things, for you to create a sustainable ecosystem, you must have distribution perfected. And that's what we're doing with Lohli. Distribution is a critical challenge for advertisements rolling out, and we know that with more work that we put in, we'll be able to surmount that. Funding is also another critical part of it. Access to funding. I was at a conference recently organized by the Bank of Industry and I think Afrexim Bank, where they talked about the collateralization of IP assets for funding. So basically that's saying that rather than have to use physical assets to stand, for loans to do creative production. You want to shoot a movie, you want to shoot an ad, I remember that when we were going to make an announcement for Lohli, we got together 3 major influencers, Tauma, Lai Wasabi and Nasboy, right? We got them together for the first time, and then they shot a skit for us that we then released. This was what made it possible for us to do, I think, about 30,000 BVN verified downloads in 3 days, right? So if we didn't have sufficient funding to be able to call them, because they don't come cheap, right? They're very expensive, you know, for you to be able to shoot such attention grabbing project. It would have meant that we would have had to start building the attention span from scratch to get people's attention. And then what we did in 3 days would have taken us perhaps 4, 5, 6 months, you know, to achieve. So funding is critical. The distribution is important. And I also think that with the good work that the guys at Akon are doing as far as regulating adverts are concerned, we will have people pay more attention to the quality of advertising and then the message that is passed across. Because a lot of times I see some ads and I'm like, who approved this? You know, but we're getting it right. It will take continuous work and effort from all players in the ecosystem. But I know that the advertising industry in Nigeria and Africa is about to experience a major boom.
So Lohli is a pace setter in the agency, in the whole advertising industry, and what you do. So what opportunities, new opportunities do you see in this industry?
Oh, okay. Right now, we've realized that the most important people in the ecosystem, you know, which are the watchers, are the folks that do not even get to benefit from the entire process of advertising, right? And we then decided that we would create a model that ensures that they get paid every time they watch adverts. Now, it is important that you create some form of emotional connection between the brand, right, and the consumers. The moment you're able to do that, it makes the advertising that you've created have more emotional connection with them. They remember what they've seen. And then it shows that the affinity that is the purpose of advertising, because one of the mistakes of making is that we always think of advertising in terms of sales, right? And it's the primary purpose of advertising is not necessarily for sales. It is to be top of mind, so that when you are at the point of sale, that customer remembers your products, right? And then buys it. So what we're doing now with the advertising, us coming in at this point in time, is to ensure that in our own little way, we are able to ensure that there is some form of balance. All the parties within the ecosystem benefit. The brands get their adverts to the people directly. The people get to, you know, earn from it. Brand also gets detailed analytics, you know, for what the media asset that they've created. So it's a win-win situation for all of us. And then, of course, the industry gets better.
Interesting. Now let's look at regulations. What's your assessment of the business performance of the Nigerian advertising industry in the last 2 years? I'm talking about creativity. I'm talking about regulations. I'm talking about policies.
I know that Akon has taken quite a number of bold steps, right, in ensuring that the industry is well regulated. They also organize a lot of public forum where people come together to discuss things that can be done better. I know that with collaboration between the agencies, right, the brands, the experiential marketing companies that also create all of this outdoor events and all, if we partner with the regulators to ensure that there is a systemic upgrade of the industry, we get better for it. Regulation is critical. I mean, right now, I know that quite a number of people have said, oh, we should regulate social media. I think that if we create template social media that are actually in alignment with who we are as a people, right? Because most of the social media that we get, they're from other countries, right?
Yes.
What they will allow sometimes may not be, you know, permitted in our society because of our conservativeness, because of, you know, how we perceive things, right? So if we as a people are able to then, like I said from the beginning, create distribution models that ensure that the way we consume adverts have more have more far-reaching implications. It also helps the regulators, it helps all the players to be able to make more informed decisions at the end of the day. So we will get it right, but we continue to put in work.
So 2025 coming to an end. So what are the trends that you see might just come up in a few months' time before the end of 2025?
I think that I can speak for our company, Lohli.
Okay, yeah.
We have our Lohli, our own campaign coming up towards the last quarter of the year. And we expect that what will be the trend? Let me put it this way. What will be the trend is that no brand will be able to run an advert in the next coming months, in the next coming years. If they don't run the adverts on Lohli, they won't achieve the right kind of effect they want. Because what we're doing is basically saying, if your consumers have been patronizing you over the years, rather than put all of the same advert spend that you were going to spend anyways, rather than put them on all these other platforms where the funds will be taken out of the country, we're saying put them back in the hands of Nigerians so that they get to benefit. They have more purchasing power. They get to patronize you. You have more revenue. Everybody wins. So the next trend is that adverts will have to go on Lohli for them to actually have impact. And mark my words, from music promotion to movie promotion, podcast promotion, general advertisement, Lohli will be the place to be within the next 1 year.
Nice one. Now, what are some of the incredible product portfolios that your company has done, and would you like to share some with us?
As of right now, we have over 350 registered advertisers on our platform, and we're almost close to about 150,000 BVN verified users. We have the projection to do 1 million by the end of the year, 5 million by 2026, and of course, an expansion into Kenya, Ghana, South Africa by first quarter 2027.
Interesting. Now, you are a trained lawyer.
Yes.
Electricity law, tax law.
Yes.
So how does it shape your leadership style at Lohli?
All right. So I started with electricity law, but currently I don't practice electricity law anymore. I do entertainment law. And we started a dedicated entertainment law firm called RBMM Solicitors in 2012. In fact, I make bold to say that I started the first fully entertainment law-based law firm in Nigeria. What we had prior to that time were law firms that were doing intellectual property, litigation, registration, and all the rest. But we wanted to do 360. We wanted to be involved in the life and the career of our talents from when they're discovered to when they sign their deals, when they produce their first movies, when they go on their reality TV shows. And we've been able to, to create that. So having extensive practice and knowledge of media really prepared me for life at Lohli, because someone called me recently and said that, what's the agency that is handling your rollout for Lohli? And I said, it's in-house. So myself and my team will sit down, because we've worked on many of these things with our clients in the past. So we just sit down and say, so if we want to communicate this, how well do we know people would react to this? So let's craft up a story. We create the story. We call the talents. They come. We tell them, this is what we want you to do. Use your own words for it. We create very, very exciting campaigns on social media, all in-house. So my experience providing services for media and entertainment practitioners for the past 2012 to now is about 13 years. So it's greatly prepared me for Lohli, and with the expansion that is coming with Lohli, because we're positioning ourselves as media promotion aside from just advertisement. So meaning that we're going to be doing a lot of music promotion. People will be able to discover new music. Artists will be able to promote their music on Lohli and have the views on Lohli add up to their YouTube views. So for podcasters, for movie makers, when you say, for example, that Lohli has 1 million people, and this is how it literally works. You put a video on Lohli, you put your advert spend, people come, they watch, there is an allocated value. Imagine that you say, per watch, I want people to earn 1,000 naira. On Lohli, that's 5 shekels. So if you put a budget of 1 million, we take our 30% platform charge, your remaining 700K, less taxes, of course, is then distributed amongst all the watchers in the value that you've expressed. So you literally can reach about 10,000 people with less than 2 million naira budget spend. Now, if you can do that, imagine what your YouTube numbers would be in terms of views. So we're going to literally skyrocket the market. The pricing would be very affordable. People would be able to get, better engagements, direct, and their numbers are going to increase on YouTube.
So everybody benefits.
Everybody. That's our mantra at Lohli. Everybody must benefit. Because if the brands what are they looking for? They're looking for patronage and they're looking for data to make better informed decisions. Our backend analytics, top notch, 100%. We're even doing market segmentation. We're also going to be including AI into Lohli now to be able to have predictive consumer behavior so that we can tell our brands, our clients to say, look, it appears that people are gunning more for this product. It appears that in this area of the countries where they're doing more consumption of your product. So if you do better targeted ads, you would make more revenue from that. By the time we're able to provide those services to the brands, they make better informed decisions, they make more money. Yeah, the consumers, they've been scrolling through Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, all this while not getting paid. Now they can be on their phone scrolling and earn money. In the next 1 to 2 months, people that take public transport in Lagos State will be able to use their cowrie card, right? Fund it from watching adverts and be able to move out literally free of charge. People are going to be able to buy airtime, buy data from monies they earn from watching adverts. Pay
So
utility
the
bills.
future is here already.
It is here, and we're living it. And the future is Lohli, honestly. I love the product that we've built, and we know that it's going to take the market by storm. I'm loving it. It is purpose.
So for those who like the vibe and the energy, any advice for them?
Oh, come on, Lohli. Lohli is the place to be. And the better, the earlier they came on board, the better for them, because the people that we've called the legacy friends, because all our users on Lohli are called friends. Our legacy friends on Lohli, they stand to benefit from Lohli and all the other new expansion things that we're bringing up. So the earlier you join, the better. So if you're watching, come on, Lohli. ASAP.
Thank you very much. It's been an interesting conversation. Thank you for having us.
Me. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah. I've been speaking with the Chief Executive Officer and Founder of Lohli Africa, Demilade Olaosun. That's all for today. My name is Bababumi Agbibi.